Hi, Sparrow Spalding here, and today we're going to be talking about allowance. Allowance is super important, and I really recommend starting it early, so probably no later than age 5. Although if you're watching this right now and your kids are older, that's okay. Start it whenever you can. It's really important. I can't stress it enough. So allowance is critical because number one, we definitely want to teach kids the value of a dollar, right? And we want them to earn money and become responsible and independent and feel good about themselves. I mean, there's just so many reasons that we want to give a kid an allowance. So I hear from a lot of parents like, well, these kids should be doing this stuff anyway and da-da-da. Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to explain to you how we work the everyday chores in and how we still get kids excited about doing chores and excited about earning extra money. And then what do we do with that money, right? What do we show them that they need to do with their funds? So the first thing I like to do is get 3 jars, okay? Not just one allowance jar, not just one piggy bank, but we need 3. One is for spending, one is for saving, and then one is for sharing, okay? So stay with me here. The spending, I don't like to put more than 40% in their spending, right? So if a kid's earning $10, maybe he's putting $4 in his spend account, right? And then maybe he's putting 3 in his save and 3 in his share, right? So $10 allowance. What does a kid need to do for a $10 allowance, right? Well, you get to decide. So you sit down with a kiddo and you say, okay, I'm going to start giving you $10 a week, right? And we can't give them a $10 bill because they can't split it. So it has to be in ones. What are we going to do? What are you going to do to earn this $10? So a parent might say, well, I want you to make your bed every day. I want you to do the dishes a couple times a week. I want you to take care of the pets. I mean, whatever it is, of course, it's going to be age dependent, right? And so for kiddos, maybe between 8 and 12, I think $10 a week is pretty reasonable. Starting at age 5, maybe we start with $3 a week, right? And maybe $1 goes into each jar. It's just, something simple so that they understand, right? So with the spend, they get to spend that money, pretty much however they choose within reason, right? So as soon as you can, what I recommend is having a kiddo either have, a little wallet or a little purse, or whatever, so that when you go out and about, if you're bringing your kiddo, they can bring their money with them. And, this way, if you're in the store and a kid says, hey, that was weird. If a kiddo says, hey, I really want to buy this, will you buy it for me? You can say, oh, well, no, did you bring your money? And they can say, well, either yeah, or no, I didn't bring it. Oh, bummer. Well, can you lend it to me? Can I lend you the money? Well, I'll tell you what, I will lend you the money, but I'm going to charge you 15% interest. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'll show you when we get home, but it kind of means if I lend you $5, maybe you're going to owe me 6 when we get home, or you're going to owe me 7. And, even 5-year-olds can really start to understand that. And I do recommend teaching them how to count money and how to count change when they're younger, probably starting age 3, so that by 5, they really have a good grasp of, what a quarter is, what a dollar bill is, etc. So they're going to have the 3 jars, right? And they're going to have their little wallets with them or their little purses with them wherever they go. And again, they could say something like, hey, I'd really like some ice cream. And you could say, well, I'll tell you what, you can have some ice cream if you buy, or if you buy us both an ice cream, right? And hopefully they have enough money to do that. So it just really helps them build self-esteem. It helps them build confidence, independence, all of the things that we want to instill in kids super early on, right? Unfortunately, with this generation of kiddos, we haven't done a great job of that. So I'm really stressing, if you want to raise an independent child, start this early. And, just as a caveat, this means that as mom or dad, you guys have to be on the ball, because I really want kids to get paid every Friday, kind of like a payday. And, you can't say, oh, shoot, I forgot your money, I gotta go get it, now it's 4 days late, it's 5 days late. It won't have the same effect. You really have to be on the ball and get that money, get that cash so that they have it. Now, their save jar is, whatever they want to save for or what you want them to save for. You guys can decide that together. It could be a college fund. It could be a trip or an adventure, any number of things. But I believe that, it shouldn't be necessarily a toy or, maybe an important toy or a computer, something like that would be fine. But I think they should always have some money in savings, always. When kids are a little bit older, maybe starting 12 or 13, I think they should start saving for their own car. I really, really don't like it when parents buy kids cars, unless there's extenuating circumstances. Unless your kid is an A+ student in every AP class, graduating high school at age 16, going on to college, something like that. Otherwise, I think it's just a sense of entitlement. I really like for kids to at least pay for half of their car. That can be another video. Anyway, the third jar is the share jar. And the share jar is a couple things. If your kiddo wants to donate to a charity of their choice, which I love, getting them online, researching charities. Maybe they want to save the polar bears or the penguins, something like that. Maybe it's for kids in need, whatever the case. But also the share jar is for presents. So that when mom's birthday rolls around or dad's birthday rolls around or, brother or sister, Christmas, whatever, that they have enough money to buy the presents themselves. And I'll tell you, I run into so many cases with families where they don't require the kiddo to make a card, to give a gift, to even pick out the gift. It really needs to happen, especially when kids love getting gifts. They also need to experience the joy of giving. And the only way they're going to do that is if we teach them. So I'll tell you, I see a lot of kids, once they do get this share jar, and by the way, most kids don't like this at first. They want to save all of their allowance for the spend, which makes sense. However, they're impulsive. They're not geared for discipline. It's our job to instill those traits, those good traits, those qualities that they're going to take with them the rest of their lives, right? Impulse control, a sense of saving, discipline, etc. But when I see a kiddo say, hey, I've got $30 I can go spend on mom, they really feel good about themselves. I mean, they beam, there's pride, there's a sense of self-worth, and it's really worth it. It's really worth it. So I invite you to start as soon as possible. 3 jars, spend, share, save, have your kiddo divvy up the money every Friday, and then have them count it. They get really excited and they're like, whoa, I've got $114 in my save jar, or I've got $45 in my share jar. I mean, it's really fantastic. Now, another caveat, if you're a parent and you struggle with saving money, then this is a great opportunity for you guys to learn some skills together, because we don't want to pass on bad money practices to our children, because guess what? They'll be 35 coming to you still for a loan, and we don't want that, right? We don't want that. So we want them super independent, super savvy with finances, and learning the value, how to respect their money and how to value it. So if you like this video, please click and subscribe. There's going to be lots more. And if you have any questions, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.